Today, we're finally taking a look at the Heart Supply board. I've been skating this thing non-stop for about 30 days, so let's have one more session before we put it to bed. One thing I will say is like the difference I have like skating in shorts, it's literally like night and day. Can't beat them. So as you may know, the Heart Supply boards are definitely on the cheaper side of the skate deck sphere. This, I believe, set me back around £30, and compared to the usual deck I'd cop between 50 and 70, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't skeptical going into this. Of course, this £30 price point is perfect for someone just getting into skateboarding. However, I feel like once you get more into the nitty-gritty details of what you like and want from a skateboard, you may want to pick up something a little more niche. My favourite board brands so far are definitely FA and Hockey, though these are ridiculously expensive for normal boards, being around £70, over double the price of the Heart Supply board right here. They also seem to be rarer than a shiny Pokemon right now in the UK, as I haven't seen one of them in local shops for months. Oh, by the way, what board brand do you skate in? I want some ideas for my next board review. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like. Let's continue. Now, let's get into the board itself. My main problem with the cheaper decks is that the build quality is usually quite lacking, whether it be from the shape being flat, the pop being dull, or just generally a cheap feeling build quality. However, this board really actually surprised me in all of those fields. Starting off with the shape, the concave and curvature of the board was actually really on point. The reason why I personally like a curvy board is because in my opinion it makes flip tricks easier due to the foot having more of a shape to flick off of, and I just feel like a nice deep concave make the board pop a little bit higher, but that is just me and my personal opinion. When it comes to this board in general, I really can't complain with how the board felt under the feet. Oh. This is about to be everything you ever dreamed of.
Really? Wow, I'm so impressed.
First impressions of the board in the opening session were a little bit mixed, as it wasn't quite what I was used to, but after a session or two it really just felt like any other board brand that I like. Moving on to the pop of the board, this is where I feel like you can't really tell the difference between this and a higher priced skateboard. The wood they have used felt great, and as I said before, great concave equals great pop, so the build quality was solid.
Oh.
Ow, my butt! Oh. Very happy with the pop of the board and how it felt doing tricks, like it flipped super nice, the weight wasn't too bad, and just in general it was an overall positive experience, pretty much fresh out the gate.
Wow. Lovely.
Now, I think it goes without saying that a board of this price point I would actually highly recommend for a beginner skater, and even an experienced one at that.
You're right.
Compared to something cheaper like a toy shop board, this is honestly going to blow that out of the water, and even compared to like a really expensive board like I said earlier, this thing really does hold its ground, and not a lot of skaters I believe will be able to tell the difference between the two. Only when you get to like a certain point a few years into your skate career are you really going to start to notice these differences between the concaves and the weight of the board and whatnot, and even then a lot of skaters really don't care about that. This is more of a personal opinion in my eyes, but even with someone as picky as me, this board really does hold up.
It sounded like you snapped your board.
Yeah, it does. I've had that sound a bunch of times on this. Oh, it is! I just saw it when I rocked fakies.
Oh yeah.
Now, as we get towards the end of this skate session, the board actually does show its first and final weakness. I actually snapped it during this session. Cracked right through the middle on a tray flip rock, I believe. Right here, second try.
Almost. Hey! Hey!
So yeah, during one of those tricks, my board actually snapped, crack straight through the middle. It's not really visible through the grip tape, but every time I do a rock fakie, you can see it. So, great board, but it's the first, one of the only times I've ever actually snapped a board from doing tricks. Right guys, well that's pretty much it for this video. Would I recommend the Heart Supply boards? For the price point, they're pretty damn good. So I would recommend you picking one of these up, especially if you're in like the first few years of your skate career and you don't really know what to get. I highly recommend one of these. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, as it really does help us out, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!
Do you know what you remind me of with your hair coming out the sides like that? The penguin that has like the two bits on the side that frill out.
That's an emperor penguin.
I don't think it is. I gotta go. Michael, insert a picture of what I mean.